look out the window. The darkness falls sooner every day, doesn't it? Shadows grow longer. The cold creeps under the door. Today, you think of the Christmas tree and gifts. But 1,000 years ago, on this night, your ancestors were not celebrating. They were keeping watch. They feared the sun had died forever, that the great night would swallow the world. This isn't the Christmas you know from commercials. This is the solstice. The time when the veil between the living and the dead ceases to exist. Turn off the light, sit by the fire, and listen to the voice of the old blood. December 21st, the shortest day of the year, the longest night. For ancient peoples, Slavs, Germanic tribes, Celts, this was a breaking point, the astronomical death of the sun god. Imagine that fear. You have no electricity. Your life depends on warmth, and the sun is weakening, fading, dying. That is why fires were lit. Massive bonfires on the hills were not for celebration. They were a magical ritual. They were meant to give the sun strength to be reborn, to defeat the darkness. It was a fight for the survival of the cosmos. If the fire goes out, winter wins, and none of us will wake up in the spring. Christmas Eve, you set an empty place at the table. For whom? For the unexpected wanderer. That is what school taught you. A lie. Our ancestors knew better. On this longest night, the veil between worlds is as thin as mist. That empty seat is for the spirits of the ancestors. They come from the frost to warm themselves by your stove, to feed on the steam of hot dishes. You leave them food not out of hospitality, but out of fear and respect. So they remain fed. So they do not take one of the living with them when they return to the afterlife. This holiday, you are not eating alone. Your entire lineage stands behind you. And the tree, that beautiful green fir in the corner of the room? Why do you bring a wild forest tree into your warm home? It is an ancient symbol of life that survived the death of winter. Eternal green in a world of white and black. But the ornaments you hang on it were not always glass baubles. They hung apples, nuts, and sometimes bloody sacrifices. These were gifts for the forest spirits, for demons, to keep them from entering the hut. The tree was an altar. The chain symbolized the serpent, the guardian of the underworld. The star on top is not Bethlehem. It is the reborn sun. Your Christmas tree is a pagan totem you worship, without even knowing it. But the worst things happened in the sky. During these long nights, when the wind howled in the chimney, people did not leave their homes, because the wild hunt was flying over the rooftops. A procession of wraiths, spectral riders, led by Odin or the horned god Cernunnos. They snatched the souls of those who lost their way. Yule was not a time of peace. It was a time of war between light and darkness. A time when chaos tried to break into order. Every crack of wood in the fire, every shadow behind the window, could be a harbinger of the end. The sun will eventually rise. The day will begin to lengthen. We have defeated the darkness once more. But when you sit at the table, look at that empty seat. Look at the candle flame. And remember that your holidays are built on the bones of old God, on a fear and hope of those who were here before you. Let the fire burn in your homes. Blessed Yule. That is all for today on Echoes of Legends. Turn off the lights and sleep well, if you can. If you are brave enough to hear the next story, subscribe to our channel and leave a like to keep the darkness away.